Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 4.5 Marks. Being the head mark here, I enjoy wrestling. I enjoy wrestling very, very much. Um, and one of my favorite promotions is, of course, New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's what got me kind of back to wrestling and kind of what got me into being the mark I am. But with that, of course, the biggest show of New Japan is Wrestle Kingdom, which is upon us. So by the time this video airs, it will be the morning of Wrestle Kingdom, or the day before. Time zones, right? So I just want to break down the matches, kind of get my thoughts, my opinion. So first match is always the of course the annual New Japan Rambo for the King of Pro Wrestling Championship for 2024. So if you're not familiar, New Japan has essentially kind of a Royal Rumble style rules, but you can get eliminated by over top rope, pin, submission, whatever it is. And usually the way it goes is they'll have X number of participants, and then it'll get down to the final four, and those final four will have a fatal four-way to win said title. And they hold on to it for a whole year. So right now the current champion is Taichi from Just Five Guys. Taichi, I'm still very, he's gotten better. I still don't really like the gimmick. I still don't really like Taichi in general. But previous winners, of course, are like Toriano. Toriano is like, that's his belt. And then there's like Shingo Takagi was the previous winner. There's been quite a number of different wrestlers to hold that King of Pro Wrestling. And they can choose to defend it. I believe Shingo defended it a lot during his reign. But I highly enjoy this match. It's fun. Seeing Toriano do crazy wild shit is great. So I think Toriano's going to win it, or they haven't announced the participants, so I know Taichi's going to be in it. Probably Toriano. No idea who else. So we'll just see what wild cards we get, but I like Toriano a lot. So it'd be cool if Great Khan, because I think Great Khan won it one year, so it'd be cool to see him. It'd be cool to see someone different, like guys who haven't had anything in a while, like Chase Owens, or I don't think Chase Owens is wrestling for New Japan right now, but someone like that, like where they're a good hand and they're good there, give them something, Match number 2 is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. The current champions are the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, and Drilla Malone against Catch 22, TJP, and Francisco Akira. So TJP and Francisco Akira won the Junior Tag League, and so that gives them the shot at these belts for at Wrestle Kingdom. They were the champions last year, and beat the winners last year, who was I forgot. I think it's Yo. I think Yo's the one that's faced, but Yo and Leo Rush went against Catch 22, and they. It was a great match. Leo Rush got busted open. It was a fantastic match. So I'm excited to see this, especially because Drilla Malone was part of Drilla Maloney was a part of the United Empire, and now he's now joined Bullet Club. Clark Connors is also a great wrestler. So it's gonna be a good match. I don't know who's gonna take it. I know that the War Dogs have held it on for quite a bit now. I think they took it off of Catch 22. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been New Japan's hard for me to keep up with because they have the tours and everything, so it's hard for me to stay consistent with it. But yeah, I think War Dogs are retaining because Catch 22 had it for a long time. Next match is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the New Japan World Television Championship. Now, the World Television Championship was inaugurated last year at Wrestle Kingdom 17. And Zack Sabre Jr. is the inaugural champion. He's held on to it for a whole year. And the point of that title is a 15-minute match time limit. And it's supposed for the younger guys, the faster guys, to have a quicker, faster-paced match. And it's also no weight class. So Zack Sabre Jr. had some great matches defending it. he went against Shota Umino. I think in the finals for it. He's defending against Ren Narita. He's defending against a lot of people. It was great watching the tournament for it last year. Or no, 2 years ago, maybe. Whatever, but the tournament leading up to Wrestle Kingdom 17. Hiroshi Tanahashi, of course, is not a younger guy, but he is still very good. He can still keep up with the younger guys. So I think that's kind of the story into this match is him taking showing that he can still hang with the younger guys. Now, whether or not he'll take it, we'll see. New Japan is known for their long title reigns. Over the last couple of years, they haven't really had a long one. But I'm excited to see this match. Zack Sabre Jr. is good. Tanahashi's good. They've gone against each other before. They've not disappointed. Afterwards, we have a special singles match. We have Yota Tsuji versus Yuya Uemura. However you want to pronounce that. Tsuji's good. He was a young lion, and when he came back from excursion, he joined LIJ. And Yuya, I've seen his matches. He's kind of a stocky guy, but he works really well. I haven't seen too much of him. I've seen a little bit of Tsuji. I haven't seen a whole lot from either guys, but from what I have seen, they are quite impressive. So it's going to be a very good match, very technical, very strike heavy. So that'll be good. They'll have some good spots. Next up, we have Shota Umino teaming up with Kiyato Kiyoyimi, who is from Noah. He's been doing a lot with New Japan recently. He was a big star in Noah. And if you don't really know who he is, or if the name sounds familiar, he's the guy that had the beef with Okada last year, where he shot on him. If who knows, and they turned into this whole big thing to where they led to a match. But it's those two against House of Torture, Evil, and Ren Narita. Now Ren Narita was Shibata's golden child. He was the new coming of Shibata, and him along with Shota Umino and Tsuji are the new Three Musketeers. We've had different iterations of each of the Musketeers. But Ren Narita turned heel and joined Bullet Club, or House of Torture, kind of same thing. So that's interesting to see him as a heel and teaming with Bullet Club, especially because when Shibata hasn't had a good track record with his people he's taken under his wing, like Kenta. He took Kenta under his wing and he joined Bullet Club, and now we see Ren Narita taken under his wing, join Bullet Club. So maybe we'll get Orange Cassidy joining Bullet Club. We'll see. But that'll be a pretty good match. Evil, honestly, Evil's good. He's had some exciting moments, but recently he's just been kind of boring to me. House of Torture, I don't know, it's not, I understand it. I'm just not the biggest fan of it personally, but I like the concept of it. I just want to see more of that violence. We don't really get a whole lot of that with New Japan. It's very traditional matches heavy. I would want to see more of gimmick stipulation matches. So after that we have Shingo Takagi versus Tama Tonga for the Never Openweight Championship. So great pairing up there. Tama Tonga won his first single title last year. He won the Never Openweight Championship from Jay White. Maybe? I think Jay White, and then lost it to Dave Finlay. I think Dave Finlay lost it back to Shingo Takagi. So this is going to be a good match to see both these guys. Shingo Takagi just goes, right? And Tama Tonga, he knows what he's doing. He's fantastic. This is going to be a super match, honestly. I think, with how stacked this card is, that match is going to be the one that people are going to overlook. After that, we have Bishamon, which is Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, who are the IWGP heavyweight champions, or heavyweight tag team champions, against Guerrillas of Destiny members Hikuleo and El Fantasma, who are the strong openweight champions. And it is for both belts, winner takes all. Which we haven't seen a whole lot of that happen. The last time that happened was, I think FTR had it. And then, who was it? FTR, and then, why am I forgetting the name? Kyle Fletcher and why am I forgetting his name? But yeah, Kyle Fletcher and the other guy that's injured. Man, he's such a good wrestler too. Yeah, I feel bad that I don't remember the name, but that tag team. Aussie Open. Still don't remember the other guy's name, but Aussie Open also had that before. Is it Mark something? What are the other partner that's not Kyle Fletcher got injured? They had both of them, and so this will be a good match. Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi have been kind of like strong arming the tag team division, especially the IWGP tag titles. I don't know. I think they won tag league as champions. And then I want to say Hikuleo and El Fantasma were the runner-ups, and so now they want to have the match again. Again, I could be wrong on that, but that'll be a good match. El Fantasma, like, I haven't really seen him now that he's transitioned into being a face. As a heel, he was, I loved and hated it. He just did so much extra shit that was not necessary. But it's good to see. And now the match that one of the many matches I'm very excited for is for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, and it is Hiromu Takahashi versus El Desperado. Those two guys work, and they are so fantastic against each other. So Hiromu Takahashi will defend the title. He is the current champion against El Fantasma, or I'm sorry, El Desperado, which we've seen that match at Wrestle Kingdom before, but we haven't, and we've seen El Desperado go over Hiromu, but he has never beaten him for the title that I'm aware of. I'll do a quick fact check on that, but let's see. Hiromu, Taiji, El Desperado, Robbie. Yeah, so he has not. El Desperado has not beaten Hiromu for the title. He's beaten Hiromu before in like Best of Super Juniors, but he's never beaten him for the belt. And that's one thing that El Desperado has said consistently. He's like, he can't be the face of a division until he beats the face of the division in Hiromu Takahashi. So this match, this is probably, again, another match that'll be looked over, but it will not be. Those two guys are going to stand out and show up the rest of the card. I promise you that. Match 9, we have Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley versus Dave Finlay for the inaugural IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. So they've went away from the US belt, kind of like they did with the Intercontinental. And the reason for this is like Moxley had the US belt, and then Will Ospreay eventually won the belt, and he turned into the UK belt. And then Dave Finlay destroyed both belts, and now we have the Global Heavyweight Championship. So this will be cool to see. I like Dave Finlay. He's a good wrestler. I don't like him as the leader of Bullet Club because I don't think he's earned that right to be the leader. Like, look at previously, like Finn Balor or Prince Devitt. Prince Devitt, fantastic wrestler, fantastic athlete. He never won the big one with New Japan, but he showed up Okada. He had matches with Okada. He did such great work with them, where if he had stayed, he probably would have won the big one. And then AJ forced to work with IWGP Heavyweight Champion, took on Okada, took on Tanahashi, took out Shinsuke. Had these incredible matches defending the big belt. And then after him was Kenny, and what do I have to say? Kenny Omega. And after Kenny Omega was Jay White, the only Grand Slam champion in New Japan. And then there's kind of the whole, evil Jay White thing. That's kind of when honestly for me, Bullet Club started to go downhill, when evil we had that little power clash there. And Dave Finlay, he's just not at the level the other guys should be, especially with how good Bullet Club is. And you have a lot of great wrestlers in Bullet Club, where it's like you need a strong leader, and he's a great wrestler. I don't think he's a strong leader for Bullet Club. if he had his own thing, if he had his own faction, like, yes, absolutely, but I just don't see it, man. I just don't. But it'll be a good match. Will Ospreay versus Moxley, even if Dave Finley's involved, like that'll be a good match to see. Uh, then we have one of the specialty matches, and you can call this like the semi-main event if you'd like. But we have Kazuchika Okada versus Bryan Danielson. Who, man, the at Forbidden Door that match was crazy. It broke his eye socket, his orbital bone. Like that's insane. Or no, that didn't happen at that match. He broke his arm in that match. That's insane to me. Like how? How does that happen? And he's still continuing to wrestle. Danielson he's an animal. He wants to do this. So seeing him in this, and fantastic wrestlers, but there's a difference between how you perform in front of a U.S. audience as opposed to what you'll perform as a New Japan audience. And what's going to happen in front of that New Japan audience is going to be great for me. I like a slower paced match. I like to see this work and ethic done. So it'll be great physical match. It'll be a great technical match. I don't know who's winning this, honestly. I want Danielson to win, but at the same time, Okada is Okada. Like, he's the Rainmaker. Like, how can he lose? So we'll see. That'll be a great dynamic to witness. And then main event is for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It is Sonata versus Tetsuya Naito. Man, I love that. Tetsuya Naito versus Sonata. And so it'll be cool to see. Naito won the G1. This is his third or fourth win for the G1. I want to say third because there was the one where he was stripped of it. There was the one where he stripped out of the main event. There was the one where he went against Okada. And then I don't know I want to say there was another one, but for sure third. And going against someone that he was formerly stablemates with, and now then turned his back on him when Sonata won the New Japan Cup, and that's what led him to take the belt off of Okada. And man, that's gonna be insane to see. We've seen them wrestle part of the G1, part of the New Japan Cup, and great matches. But now there's a whole different Sonata. There's a whole nother level. He joined Five Guys again, dumb name, but he joined them, and joining them is what led him to winning the belt, turning his back on Naito, and then Naito, he feels disrespected. He wants not only does he want the belt, but he wants to show that Sonata that like, hey, you're still just a child to me. So that'll be an interesting match to see. And they both have such great work ethics, and they are brutal, especially Naito in the ring, are absolutely brutal to their opponents. So seeing this, man, it's gonna be good. But yes, that is all the matches. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me who you guys are winning. Who you think are winning. Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, that check bounces. So do you.